Hello everyone. I might look a little bit disgruntled just because this is the third time I'm making this video. My computer is not cooperating with me and the files have not converted properly. And of course you only find that out after you've been going on and on for 10 plus minutes. First things first, thank you all so much for entering the giveaway, and I will be announcing the winner right now. 16 of you guys entered and shared your stories, and I am so appreciative. So basically what I did, I just entered the numbers 1 through 16, or no, 1 and 16 in random.org, and I hit the button, and it randomly picked number 10. So the 10th entry was made by Valley of the Sun Girl. So if you could just send me a private message with your info, and I will be sure to mail it back to you as soon as possible. I will contact you to tell you when I've done it so that you can, keep an eye out. Probably won't be before next Friday or something because I work full time. Alright, so like I said, third time making this video, and I'm just going to be more succinct because otherwise it's just... Okay, so I didn't respond to the videos on the giveaway on purpose, or to the comments on the giveaway on purpose, because I just did not want to tamper with the entries. I think I only replied to one, and then I thought, oh, okay. And then to the video before that, so my last TTC video, you know how it goes. You think, oh, I'll write when I have time to actually say something instead of, and then you don't have time, and then too many days have gone by, and then you didn't. So I just wanted to thank you all so much for leaving comments as always, and for being so supportive, and it really means a lot. I think it was Valley of the Sun Girl who then asked me whether or not I had been on birth control prior to starting TTCing, and the answer is no. I have not been on birth control for years and years, 3 or 4 years. Probably even more, I'm not sure. I've been on and off on birth control in the past. We did have a long distance relationship, so I didn't take birth control for very long, only for a few months at a time, 2 to 3 months at a time. And then I went off of it, and it's just the nature of the relationship, I guess. And then when I moved here to Europe, then I went on the pill consistently, and I did not like it. It just didn't suit me. I can't tell you what it was. It's not like I gained weight or my PMS symptoms were over the moon or anything. No, nothing like that. It just didn't sit right with me, and so I decided to go off it. We have used barrier methods in the past when we were trying to prevent, and it works for us. I didn't feel right about being, medicated for years and years and messing with my hormones, and it was just not the right decision for me. So I guess that's it. About the going in for testing, it needed to be in August. I wouldn't go to an RE or anything like that. All I would do is just, go get a blood test done, have my husband's do a semen analysis if he's up for it. Why not? I think doctors have to standardize stuff. So they say, okay, if you've been trying for a year, because we like measuring things, right? But how is 12 months any different than 11 months or 13 months, It's just a measure of time that we go by. And I think if you have done your homework, if you know your body, if you're doing things properly and taking OPKs and you're educated about the whole thing, and after 6 or 7 months or however many months it's just not working out and you're just not willing to wait, you should, take matters into your own hands as much as you possibly can, of course. So that's it. I guess you all share my frustration with the whole accident pregnancies happening. It's just mind-blowing to me that they even happen. TTC-wise, as you well know, nothing to report except some unusual activity. And this is a TMI alert. I had some wicked EWCM a lot later in my cycle than I usually do, and a lot longer than I usually do. I had it for 4 to 5 days, which is insane for me. Maybe even longer if I didn't notice. I wasn't checking this month. I wasn't really doing much because But okay, first I noticed it was cycle day 14 or 15, and I went on till cycle day 18 or 19, which is ridiculous for me. That is well past my ovulation, which I think I ovulate around cycle day 12 or 13, according to my OBGYs and to the length of my cycle. If it's in the middle, that's more or less where it would be. And then, of course, I started thinking, well, okay, if I am ovulating later, and this is why I'm getting a WCM now, no wonder I'm not, and then your mind starts going. So I'll just keep a closer look next month, since we're still not going to be trying next month. And yeah, so that was unusual, but it just proves that I know nothing. I really know very little. So yeah, I guess that's it. It's I'm trying to remember what other things I've said the other times I've made this video. I talked about the weather, about how beautiful it is out here. And I know in the States, some people have complained that spring has not gotten there. And I think it's because we're keeping it hostage in Europe. It's crazy, crazy good weather. It's 28, 27 degrees Celsius. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's really warm. Suffice it to say, some people out there are wearing what can only be described as bikinis, which I do not approve for city wear. It is really, really warm and beautiful, so we've been trying to enjoy the weather. We went for a date after work the other night, kind of like to pat ourselves on the back for all the work that we did last weekend. So about the build, for those of you who are so inclined, we had a big demo weekend 3 weekends ago. So this weekend will be 3 weekends ago, or 2 weekends ago. Yeah, well, we decided to take some walls down in the first floor and the second floor. There were these alcoves, kind of storage partitions that were just odd, and we want to make those rooms into a big bedroom and a big living room. Sorry, so we tore those walls down. I didn't actually do any of the tearing things down because I am useless with a sledgehammer, but I did, help out that week, and it's nice, to be doing those things. I won't lie, the next day I was sore, and it just gets to be too much, and you do get a little bit snappy. But it was good it's nice. It feels, you get a huge sense of accomplishment, at least I do. So that was then. And then last weekend, we had to clear the mess up. And when I say mess, it was a huge mess. Huge mess. Piles of brick, and we also took all the old ceilings out, so it was plaster and wood, and I did all the sorting of the wood. I stepped on a nail, but my doctor sister said that if I hadn't had any symptoms after a week, that it was not worth it anymore to go get a tetanus shot, so then I didn't. Yeah. So yeah, that was then, and so this weekend we got a lot of help. Altogether, we were 6 on Saturday and 6 on Sunday, and we filled up a container of 10 cubic meters of junk and rubble and stones, and that is a lot of lugging around. Just shoveling into bags, and we had a pulley. Well, we had a pulley, and we also had like a rubble chute. But our street is so narrow, so the container had to be placed on the opposite side of the street. So we couldn't use the rubble chute straight into the thing, so we had to get a little cart wheel thing. I don't know how those are called, but anyhow, so we had to throw the rubble into the chute. Somebody was there waiting, and they would go and dump it into the container and come back, and it took a lot longer than expected. And the dust, seriously, Saturday evening, together with my sister-in-law, we literally had to vacuum the street and the sidewalk. We have an industrial vacuum cleaner, and it also has a blow function, so I was cleaning up facades and houses and cars, and yeah, and we made a mess. I did notify my neighbors in advance. I went and put in a little note in their mailboxes, and what else can you do, right? It's just the way it goes. You have to be sensitive, but we just, I told them too, we just want it to happen fast, and it's just going to be this one weekend, and I apologize for the inconvenience, and there's nothing else you can do. All in all, they were okay with it. So yeah, this weekend we did that, and on Sunday, Bram and I, okay, that's my husband's name. I'm gonna say it. Just his name is Bram, Bram. Bram and I, we had to. Well, of course, it's our house, so we stayed a lot longer than everybody else on Sunday. We worked until 9, and I think everybody else left around 4. And yeah, it was 5 hours of doing stuff all on our own, and we were just both so tired. And you know what? We were euphoric by the end of it. Bram asked me to like climb onto the container, and he took a picture of me standing on top of all the rubble. Because as tired as we were equally proud of what we had done. And it's great when you set out to do something and you do it, and now we actually get to build stuff back up. So yeah, that's been really cool. Things are moving fast. I'm hoping that we will be able to move in by the end of the summer. I don't know about the blog. We are working on it. It's still totally going to happen, but my husband has asked me to wait until we can both work on it together simultaneously. So it will happen, but by me honoring his request, admittedly, it's gonna take long, because I don't know how long. I mean, when we're gonna have the time to actually sit down and do work on it together. I speak with my hands a lot. I'm South American, can't be helped. What else? I've been kind of like missing my family this week. It's in South America, it's a lot more a religious thing. Here, it's a lot more about the Easter bells and the Easter bunny and the chocolate and the eggs, and especially in my family here, they're not religious at all. So, mind you, I'm not incredibly religious. I believe in God, but I'm not going to church all the time or anything like that. But for me, it means something when the entire family gets together and celebrate a tradition that has been going on for so long, and you all gather to honor a single specific thing, and that to me is something that is missing. And I've been nostalgic about that this week. Also, with my job not being fantastic, you start looking at the other areas in your life, and yeah, I do realize that living far away, you learn to deal with it. But yeah, when you miss stuff, you miss it, and it hurts, just like it always did, and it always will. So yeah. Today I got home from work. I actually had to ask my husband. I got home from work, and my husband's here sitting in the living room. I'm like, work? No? Okay. He's a PhD student, so he gets to make his own hours, his own schedule. He's quite free as long as he does what he needs to do. Nobody is like checking up on him or anything, and I really envy him that. I hate that I have to get up and miss out on beautiful things, especially to do a job that I get no satisfaction from, that is so far removed from my aspirations or goals or fields of interest. So yeah, I told him, it's not like I resented, but when I got home and I'm like, oh, you suck. Because he tells me like, oh yeah, I came home and then I had lunch with my dad, and then I went to visit the girls, our nieces, and then he came back upstairs and he was working, and I don't doubt that he was. I just really envy him that flexibility. And in our relationship, it has just worked out that somebody had to move, somebody had to give stuff up, and I did it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. But it does mean that, yeah, you give up stuff, and sometimes you're like, yeah. He still lives in the same city with his own same friends. His family's right here. He gets to speak his own language and have, a history with the town and the people. And I had to start from scratch, and it's less hard now than it has been in the past. But yeah, some days it's just, yeah. So I'm doing everything I can to improve my job situation. And the thing is, I studied something complicated, and I was good at it, and yeah, it's not working out. So it's just, I guess, another thing that you learn as you go. But you know what? Please take it with a grain of salt. I'm not complaining. I'm sharing. This is kind of my journal. I'm almost up to 15 minutes again. So I will say goodbye. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, I'm maybe going to do a Q&A video soon. I am going to make some other videos right now. I have the time, so I'm going to do that. And so if you see another video and I'm wearing the same clothes, that's why. Okay, you guys, have a great weekend. religious or not, enjoy the time, enjoy hopefully the good weather and the company of your families, and I'll see you soon. Bye.